What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And the national debt just crossed 40 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars. Literally, our debt right now is larger than the economy of the United States. It's larger than our GDP. That's bad. Not a super long video, but we're going to talk about all this and more right after this. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. Before we get into today's video, we got to talk about the giveaway that's going on the channel right now. The Challenger, the Dual Challenger giveaway is closing out tonight at midnight. There are massive extra entries. The new website has launched over at tksgarage.com. Now you can get in on the merch, the tools, everything in one site. Makes it so much easier. And to celebrate that, we did launch 500,000 entries for anything that you pick up from our tools, and 250,000 extra entries per dollar spent for anything that you pick up in terms of merch that doesn't already have a tag of extra entries on it. And just to be crazy with it, if you guys get in on those, you're getting in on both the Ram 2500 Laramie factory deleted truck and both of the dual Challengers in terms of the 2020 Hellcat Challenger and the 1973 Project Car Challenger. You get in on those, but you also get on the vehicle that we're launching tomorrow. And it will be the first time we've ever done a new vehicle here on the channel. And I think some of you guys probably know what it's going to be. I haven't posted a review on it yet, but yeah, it's got like, I don't know, 31 miles on it or something. It's brand new. So if you want to get in on it, if you want to get in on both of those, but also get a jump start on the new thing that's dropping tomorrow, and it'll be the last vehicle we do probably until after Thanksgiving is my guess, because I'm going to be tied up with football and everything else that's going on out in Mississippi. Now's the time to do it. Link is in the description down below, tksgarage.com. Let's talk about this. The national debt just hit $40 trillion. I mean, this is next level crazy. It really is. It's literally nuts. It's literally nuts. It literally surpassed 40 trillion in this month, August. And it's driven by continuous federal budget deficits. We've been in a deficit forever. Like, it's ridiculous. Increased spending, tax cuts, the total represents the cumulative amount of money the federal government owes to public and intragovernmental holders of Treasury securities. Now, what makes up a ton of the debt? Debts held by the public, securities owned by investors, corporations, the Federal Reserve, and, this is the key part, foreign governments. Intragovernmental holdings, debt the government owes to its own agencies, such as Social Security and Medicare. If you don't know this, the government regularly borrows money from Social Security, which is insane. And then you got Treasury securities. These are bills, notes, bonds, tips that are issued by the U.S. Department of the Treasury to finance daily operations. Now, I have some of those bonds. I'm not saying they're going to be worthless, but this is a massive red flag. So structural deficits. That's one of the reasons why we're having the problem that we're having now. Annual government spending consistently exceeds tax revenues. So when you guys see your paycheck every week and you see that money is going in for taxes and people get refunds and do all that at the end of the year, the government is spending more money than they're taking in. Red flag. Rising interest costs. So higher interest rates and larger principal balances have made net interest payments one of the federal budget's largest expense. I mean, we're literally, the amount of money we're paying on a daily basis in just interest is insane. Mandatory spending. This is demographic shifts like aging population, increased costs for entitlement programs like Social Security and Medicare. Um, it's we're standing on a house of cards. Let me put it like that. And if we continue on the path that we're going right now, this isn't about politics, but one of the things that I did like that the president was doing was the tariffs, because it was bringing in revenue for the government, and it was in the couple of months that was happening, it was making up for budget shortfalls. Now, I know what people go, well, it was costing us more money, TK. Yeah, no shit. Do you know how much money it's going to cost us if we can't pay the debt? I want you to look at countries like Greece 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was. Look at what happens when a country has to put in austerity measures. I know you're going to say, well, what's that? That's when they basically tell you, the citizen, fuck it, figure it out. Now, our country's been there before. We had a Great Depression. And I think we got out of that because of World War II. When I see stuff like this as somebody that works in the military industrial complex, I'm going, we're either going to figure out a way to pay this debt or we're going to fight out of it. Now, I see all of the boo-hooing and crying every time we have one or two soldiers that come home in boxes draped in flags. If we continue on the path that we're going now and don't make some hard decisions when it comes to money for the country, we're going to see thousands of those monthly coming home in boxes, because politics are politics, man. I'm not saying that either party would intentionally get us into a war, but if we get to a point where, we're not going to be able to pay our debt, but, one thing we can do is ramp up building weapons, and we do have the nastiest military, I think, on the planet that could go toe-to-toe and smash anybody, right? And I know because someone's going to get in my comments and be like, we ain't smashed Iran. We ain't sent ground troops in yet. We've just been decimating them from the air. We can't win a war that way. You have to send in ground troops. But that means losing a lot of sons and daughters of the United States. When I see these kind of indicators, and this isn't, I just did a video today about the economy, right? When I see stuff that's going on with the economy, I see where the national debt is, and I see like the ramping up in like contracting money, right? Like the US government is rapidly trying to restockpile and overstockpile now rockets, this isn't classified. This is not information that you can't Google and figure out, but rockets, bombs, ordnance, mortars, bullets, all of that. They're rapidly expanding that to not just replenish what they just fired off and what they sent to Ukraine and what they fired off on Iran, but to have 2 to 3 times more than that. You know what that tells me? That's a massive red flag. That's a red flag that says, yeah, they want to make sure that they could do that again, but then have 2 or 3 times that ordnance and those weapons to do whatever else. Makes sense. Makes sense. Not a super long video. I just noticed that, I had people messaging me like, oh, the country just went over 40 trillion in debt. What do you think about it? I think we're going to go to war. I think we're going to get wrapped up in World War III over $40 trillion in debt. If some things don't change, whether we go back to tariffs and look, I'm not pro taxes, man. I don't like having my money taxed. Fuck that, man. But we got to stop spending money on bullshit as a country. And we spend, Jesus Christ. If I get, and I'm telling you this as somebody that's part of the military industrial complex. I'm telling you somebody as I know what the government pays for shit. I know how much they pay for pens and paper that for real, they could buy it from Walmart directly for cheaper than what they source it from somebody like me who's a contractor that just bid on it and provides it to them. It's insane the amount of money the government wastes. Well, I say all that to say this. If it doesn't change, it's going to end bad. So, it seems like every time I'm doing a video, the UPS or the FedEx guy shows up. But not a super long video, just something you should look at, something you should be paying attention to. I have a lot of friends that are like, should I send my kids to the Air Force right now? Should I send my kids to the Navy right now? Or should I, my kids want to go to the military regardless. That's cool. I'm always one about, serving the country. I'm pro that. Just understand that we're in a time right now where the country has got more debt than it can make. The GDP right now is less than the national debt. That's fucking scary. And I'm just looking at something that I'm a money guy. I look at, I've seen this before. I've watched Ireland go through this shit. I watched Greece go through this shit with the EU. And I can tell you right now, you don't want that here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.